Ever since I was a little boy, one of my all-time fishing heroes was Don Wallace. For many years, he hosted the Wallace Wildlife Show. Traveled all over the Midwest and South doing all kinds of fishing, but one of his favorite lakes was always this lake. This is Lake Taneycomo at Branson, Missouri. Now, he always used to come and catch a bunch of rainbow trout here, and he would have his famous shore lunch in a big old cast iron skillet right on the shore of the lake. I have never been to fish on Lake Taneycomo until today. My very first experience. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're along with us. Coming up next, this is Fox Sports Outdoors.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Well, my friend Don Wallace would be very happy with a day like today. Calm winds, clear skies, medium temperatures, a great day to get out and enjoy beautiful Taneycomo Lake. We are on the lake right now, got the boat launched, and as you can see over my shoulder, this is actually just a long river system. It actually dumps out of Table Rock Lake, just outside Branson, Missouri, runs its way over my left shoulder downstream until it runs into Bull Shoals Lake. Now, we're about 45 minutes or so south of Springfield, Missouri, actually right in Branson. Now, we've got the Nitro Z20 already launched today. We've only got a couple of hours to get out and enjoy the lake. I really don't have time to try to figure out a big fish pattern or anything like that. I just hope to show you a few of the average size fish that you can expect to catch if you bring your family for a fishing trip here at Lake Taneycomo. I'll show you some of the sights and sounds, other things there are to do around this area. It's a really, really fun spot. And while I'm out doing that, we're taking you around the region for your weekly fishing reports from your local lakes, rivers, and bays from our expert team of insider reporters. So right now, let's get out on Taneycomo, get started fishing. Let's get you started with your weekend planning.
The Solunar tables are pointing towards Sunday as the best option for fishing this weekend. Peak times are anticipated to begin on Sunday at 9:03 a.m. and 9:28 p.m. Sunrise will take place at 6:31 with sunset occurring at 8:35. In evenings will be bright as we approach a full moon on Monday. Stay with us for regional fishing updates from all of our reporters. And I'll return with 2012 Classic champion Chris Lane on this week's Ask the Pro. But first, here are a few pictures from the Costa Catch of the Week contest. These photos were not selected as winners, but were still worth showing off. Stay with us to see this week's winner of a free pair of Costa sunglasses towards the end of today's show.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
All right, it's a pretty good little pull right there of some kind. Come here, Taneycomo trout. Made a long cast out there. Yeah, he's just a average size fish for here. All right, there's a trout for you right there. Welcome back, everybody. We're on Lake Taneycomo, just outside of Branson, Missouri. And there's a nice rainbow for you right there. And I'm going to put him back right quick and get us out. I don't know if I can do it or not. Let me explain something to you. As you can see right here behind me, the current is ripping down through here today. Current plays a huge role in whether you catch a lot of fish here, good fish, whatever you catch. We are blowing down through here and we're just pitching all these little baits, jigs, natural baits, everything out here and getting quite a few bites. You can find what the current is going to be doing by going online. We're going to put up a web address for you right here. You can go to this website. TRD is the Table Rock Dam, and that's the river right below Table Rock here that we're fishing on that makes Lake Taneycomo. Look at that. You can see how much is being generated every day. The higher the number, you want at least about 45 on that number, and up to 120, you are really ripping down through here in a big hurry. But we've got about 45 today, megahertz. That's how much they're generating at the dam, and that's perfect current for drifting down through here. You really don't even have to get on the trolling motor very much. It does all the work for you. Let's get you some fishing and lake reports from where you live.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-friendly beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville. Well, it's tarpon season along the Georgia coast. We're talking to Captain Greg Hildreth over in St. Simons Island in southeast Georgia, and the tarpon are here big time. He says he saw hundreds of tarpon this past week, and that fishing should maintain really good quality all through the summer. It's particularly good along the barrier islands and at the mouths of the sounds, the Altamaha Sound, and toward the St. Mary's River. It's all very good. These fish are hanging around bait pods, menhaden bait pods, and they get around tide line rips. Watch for baits flipping, and also look for tarpon that are rolling. Chum fishing works well, and this is all bait fishing, and when you're doing that, you're going to catch sharks, sometimes kingfish too, near shore. Inshore in southeast Georgia, the Cumberland Island area has been very good. Christmas Creek has been a great spot for spotted sea trout. There are some redfish there also. In Alabama, my good friend Jake Marquis is doing very well in the summer patterns for deep sea trout. These fish are going 2 to 4 pounds. He's catching them on free-line shrimp in 9 to 15 feet of water around the oil platforms. Jake also has taken his sons, and they're doing very well in triple tail. They're around the channel markers in the Mobile Bay area. He also says Fort Morgan beaches have been good for trout. Over in Mississippi, Captain Sonny Schindler in Bay St. Louis is doing great around Cat Island, and also in Louisiana Marsh for sea trout when they can get over there with the weather like it is. He says there's plenty of sharks, and there's also some triple tail, 5 to 15 pounds around the channel markers. Well, that's it for the southeast coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
The Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Update is brought to you this week by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish and a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. Now in the summer heat, it's time to head to the highlands for some fishing. In Georgia, that means the mountainous northern third of the state and the 750,000 acre Chattahoochee National Forest. This vast tract is home to more than 4,000 miles of cold water trout streams. In the high headwaters of these creeks, you can find the native southern Appalachian brook trout. They've been in these streams since the last ice age. These small jewels of the mountain waters are usually upstream of barrier waterfalls that protect their habitat. Now, this is catch and release angling, and you need plenty of stealth in these small creeks, but the payoff are some incredibly colorful fish. Fly fishing or ultralight spinning gear are right for this adventure, since most of the fish are only going to run 7 to 8 inches at most. Dry flies or tiny inline spinners are your best lures. This week you can also catch some rainbow trout in northwest Alabama's Sipsey Fork of the Black Warrior River. This is the Cotton State's only year-round trout fishery. Or you can try for some cool water fishing for smallmouth bass on Pickwick Lake in northeast Mississippi.
Hey everybody, well here on Taneycomo, I wanted to show you a couple of things. Right here behind me is the Table Rock Dam. Just on the other side of that dam is the famous, gorgeous Table Rock Lake. Fantastic spot for spotted bass, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, and many other species. Lots of trout here in the river right below the dam. Then what I want to do is swing the bow of the boat around here. We'll show you, if you come here, one of the tourist attractions that you definitely want to see, there's a fantastic trout hatchery right here off the shoreline. They stock all these trout in here, but they raise them in that hatchery that's right behind me up on the shore. It's got a great tourist area, lots of great information. Be sure to see the hatchery if you come up here to Branson and want to fish here on Taneycomo. Stay with us, we're coming right back. There's one. Come up here, rainbow trout. All right, there's another one right there. No whopper, and he swallowed it. So I'm just going to show you what a beautiful rainbow trout looks like, and I'll get that hook out here in just a second, but lots and lots of them in there. Let me explain one thing that's really cool about this. Any kind of a boat that'll float will get you in these fish, and you don't even have to have a boat to come here and do this. It's just pretty amazing. You can float the entire stretch of this river in any kind of a boat at all. You don't have to have something top of the line like my Nitro Z20 that I'm fishing out of. But then I've seen lots and lots of places along the shore here, public places where you can go down and actually get on a dock or fish off the bank. Lots of easy access in this place right here. So you can bring kids, senior citizens, anybody, as long as you can cast a line, you've got a great chance to catch some rainbow trout right here at Taneycomo. All right, let's get you some more fishing and lake reports from where you live.
You know, one of the biggest problems we face with our outboard engines is ethanol. Lucas Marine Products has come out with Ethanol Safeguard. It's an incredible product that treats your fuel system from your fuel tank throughout your motor. It's got cleaning agents, it's everything you need to combat ethanol in your motor. Check them out at lucasoil.com. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee and Kentucky Fishing Report. You know, we're in full-blown summer in this region right now. It's been abnormally hot, actually. We had kind of a record June, and July has not been much different. We haven't had a lot of rain, so therefore we haven't had a lot of current. So by and large, the bass fishing has been a little bit tougher than normal. The dog days of summer that you've heard of, well, we've gotten into them a little bit faster this year than we typically do. So here's the deal. You can still catch them, and they're still offshore. But I would highly advise, if you're in the Tennessee, Kentucky region right now, go to a worm, a big worm, a 10-inch worm. That way you fish slow to pick up those bites, but you still maintain that quality with that big bait. We had a recent mayfly hatch that has also prompted some shallow bass action and some panfish action, which kind of go hand in hand around the bank. Guys, it's good here right now, and it's going to be up and down throughout the rest of summer as we approach fall. So just stay tuned. We'd love to see you on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
Got him. Come up here. All right, well, that is one that Don Wallace, my hero, would say goes to the shore lunch. He would be an eater. Just one more beautiful rainbow trout for you right there. They are a blast to catch. Let me give you a little piece of information here. If you need help when you're here, go to Scotty's Trout Dock. It's right in old downtown Branson, right on the river. Got tackle, got fishing guides, got boats, got really everything you could possibly need or want if you want to book a trip here, or you just need some help, need some fishing information, need to know what they're biting on, need to know what the release schedule is. They've got all that information right there. And by the way, you probably well know this, but Branson is pretty much the entertainment capital of the world. They got all kinds of shows of all kinds, fun activities for kids and for the family. They've got great restaurants, great food everywhere, accommodations all over the place, condos, hotels. This is really just a mecca for a family vacation, and a good fishing day right here on Taneycomo, right in the middle of your vacation, really just tops it all off. Plenty to do. Bring the whole family when you come here. Everybody can catch some. Stay tuned. We're coming right back to Taneycomo, Missouri, just outside Branson right after this.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
There's one running off with it right there. How about that? Come up here, darling. Not big. Oh, he's not bad. All right. There's a nice little rainbow for you right there. That's just an average Taneycomo specimen right there. Beautiful rainbow trout. And you gotta have a good pair of needle nose pliers when you come do this. Let me talk to you about tackle here. You don't want to overmatch your tackle to your fish. These fish can be really, really spooky in this place. And let him go back. See you, buddy. We're not keeping them today. Hey, by the way, those would make a great meal. You can keep 4 per day per person. The rainbows can be any length, no minimum length limit, and the brown trout have to be 20 inches long. So that's what your limit is when you come here. But these fish are loaded up and down here, and you want to bring light tackle. We're going to show you all the ultralight gear that I'm using today, but you want to bring light line, real clear water, real spooky fish, light line, light rod, light reel is what will get you bit here. Let's get you some more fishing and lake reports.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas report. This week brought to you by Dead Dog Saloon, located on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet. Make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. We're open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the locals hang out here. Come see why. It's always about the food, the view, and the music. I tell you what, I'm super excited. I got my new Lew's Super Duty Speedcast reel in and my new Lew's rods to use them on, and I am excited to get out and do some bass fishing. You should be too. I tell you what I've done. I've really gotten into fishing that early morning and late afternoon topwater bite, and I am loving the sexy frog out there right now. Get out and use some topwater baits. You'll have a great time fishing around the edges and right on top of your grass bed on your body of water where you're at. I tell you what, stop by Academy Sports and pick up your Lew's rods or visit Lew's.com to get your new Lew's rods in your bag. But I tell you what, there's so many things going on the freshwater side of things. Also, the catfish bite has been incredible. Whether you're in any of the tidal rivers like I live on here or up on those lakes, I'm catching a lot of big catfish right now. Get out with some good fresh bait and you can concentrate on those deeper channels with that deeper water. You're gonna find these fish sitting on that edge waiting to ambush on any bait that's making their way by. Also, the striped bass up on Lake Murray, our good buddy Jason Bennett up there, who I love to mention, tells me that right now that night bite that he loves to get on this time of the year is going off. He's out there in an hour, he's got his limit, he's done. But you can get out there and beat the heat this time of the year, get out there at night and enjoy catching these striped bass on that Lake Murray fishery up there. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder. Keep your chaos organized.
There's a bite. Got him. All right. Well, this is a numbers game here. There's one more. You're not going to typically catch a whole bunch of big rainbows in here because that's your average stalker rainbow trout right there. And if you really just want a guaranteed way to catch them, you can go with the little power bait type baits or live night crawlers and several other type of natural baits that you can actually use if you want to just guarantee yourself a fish. Or you can do what we did a little earlier today. Throw spoons, inline spinners, and the biggest trout in here are typically caught on big jerk baits and crank baits, and typically a little further up the river closer to the dam. All right, stay with us. We're coming back to Lake Taneycomo to wrap it all up for you right after this.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button, and see lots of how-to and product videos by clicking the how-to button. Also, stay up to date with the latest fishing news, videos, and photos by clicking the follow button on our Twitter feed. And get lots of that same info by clicking the like button on our Facebook page. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics, find, navigate, dominate.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Richard wants to know, what size and style of hook would you recommend for fishing 10 or 12-inch plastic worms? For the answer, we asked 2012 Classic Champion Chris Lane.
When you're fishing a big worm, something we do a lot in Florida, you know, the big 10 to 13-inch worms. One thing that really seems to play a big factor is that hook set. Me personally, I'm throwing at least a 6/0 hook. That's generally what I throw in there. You can either use a straight shank or an off shank, but make sure you bring it through, skin hook it on the side.
Thank you, Chris. If you want some help from one of the pros, go to foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time for the Costa Catch of the Week, where someone wins a new pair of sunglasses.
Hey everybody, we're back on the boat ramp and it's time right now for this week's winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest. He is Bryant Miller of Lexington, South Carolina, showing off a 30-pound amberjack he caught out of the Atlantic Ocean on his first offshore saltwater trip ever. If you'd like to have a chance to be our next winner in the contest, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. On the right-hand side of the home page, click in the Costa Catch of the Week area and follow the instructions, and be sure to read the guidelines so your photo will be eligible. And if you'd like to see all of the Costa frame and lens styles, you go to their website easily by going back to the front page of ours at foxsportsoutdoors.com, clicking on the Costa logo, and you can see all of the great Costa videos and products, including the frame style that I was wearing on this week's episode called Cat K. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, there is some specialized gear that you really need to have your best chance to catch some of these trout at Taneycomo. And it begins with a great rod and reel, and this is a brand new Lew's rod series. It's the Lew's Wally Marshall Pro Series rod. It's a perfect 6-foot light action rod, got a lot of flex and sensitivity in the tip, a lot of strength in the lower end of the rod, easily recognizable by the white color just in front of the handle. And I've got it rigged up with the new Lew's Tournament Metal spinning reel. It's a white reel, very smooth, great drag system, perfect size in the 100 series for this trout fishing. And I have it spooled up with Stren Fluorocast line. This is the clearest line available. It's got a 0 refractive index, which just means it's perfectly clear in clear water. You need that in Taneycomo because this water is gin clear. And then I want to show you a couple of baits that you can use to catch these trout. Beginning on the top left, that's an inline spinner. Top right is a spoon, just a little small gold spoon. Also, you can use a little jerk bait or a little small crankbait with a lip on it so that it will dive down. And then on the bottom right, you'll see a little small hook, a little small trout hook with a little split shot. Depending on how much the current is, this dictates the size of that split shot. And then you can put these little power bait balls on that and that'll catch them as well. British author and poet C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia back in the 1850s, had an even more famous quote that goes something like this: "Never base your happiness on something you may lose. Jobs can be lost, cars can wreck, homes can be destroyed, and even people die. But there is something that you can base your life on that will give you a solid foundation and that you can never lose. The key is you have to look hard for it." There's an even more famous book that has an even more famous quote that goes something like this: "To those who seek, they will find." From Lake Taneycomo at Branson, Missouri, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.